You're a connoisseur of the word fuck, well, then you're shit out of luck because, yeah, you're fucked because they've taken all the fucks out of Fall. Fall has no more fucks to give. Fall! New movie coming out from Lionsgate. But we're not going to talk, we're going to talk about Fall, but we're going to talk about a specific aspect about Fall, and that is more the company that financed Fall, Lionsgate, you know, the ones who copyright claim every single thing you put on YouTube concerning them. They'll probably copyright claim this because I have a picture of it in the background. I don't know, but Lionsgate said, fuck them F-bombs. We're getting them out of here. Lionsgate has used deepfake software on Fall to remove swearing. The director, Scott Mann, said, for a movie like this, we can't reshoot it. We're not a big tentpole. We don't have the resources. We don't have the time more than anything else. What really saved this movie and brought it into a wider audience was technology. When we're filming the movie, this is from one of the stars of the movie. When we were filming the movie, we didn't know if we were R-rated or if we were PG-13 or what, so I said the F word so many times, I think Scott, the director, wanted to kill me in post when we were trying to get a PG-13 rating. According to Mann, the team edited out more than 30 F-bombs. That's the word fuck, for those of you that didn't know. Love that word. Edited out more than 30 F-bombs throughout the movie, changing the film's rating from R-rated to PG-13. Many of the film's most egregious curses were changed to teen-appropriate ones, such as freaking. Now, I haven't seen this movie. I've seen the trailer for it. It looks kind of... maybe okay, depending on its length. I hope it's not a long movie. Nick has. So I'm going to go to him first and say, Nick, you've seen this movie, and I don't know how much you can say about that. Can you speak briefly about, can you speak on this aspect of the movie? I don't know if you embargoes or anything.
They didn't give any restrictions. So
okay.
It's a movie about two women stuck on a 2,000-foot tower that they made the mistake of themselves doing. But
could you tell? Did it stand out? Even not even the deepfake technology, but like I mean, how good could you ever tell that? Yeah, that's not real. That their mouth is being manipulated. And also, did the words that they put in place of the titular fucks, did they stand out and seem like, well, come on, really? That's what you said? What was your take on just all of this, considering this movie since you just watched it?
No, honestly, and maybe they're doing, when they did the deepfake, they were doing shots from like wide angles or something like that. Because if it was in there, I think the one girl, Becky, who's like the main character of the movie, says fuck once in the movie, and that's, you know, you can say at least once to get a PG-13 rating, but if you didn't know, there's no way to tell, because it's just ludicrous to think that they one deepfaked a movie like this to be PG-13, but yeah, you can't tell. If they're saying stuff that is like, if they're saying fuck, unless you're really looking for it, there's no way to tell that they're saying it, because the way Scott Mann and his DP, his cinematographer, say, you know, just put shots on the screen. It's so kinetic and all over the place that, you know, if there's deepfake in there, you can't tell. No, not at all.
Well, was there times that like some of the like freaking? I've seen the trailer to this movie and the things they're doing, like they're doing these death-defying jumps that just don't make sense to me from the trailer, but whatever. I mean, it's a movie. Yeah. When I read that, I imagined, like, there's a shot in the trailer, like there's a bag hanging off of like this little piece of metal, and this girl like makes this crazy jump, and you said they're 22,000 feet in the air or something like that.
No, 2,000. Yeah, 2,000.
Oh, 2,000.
They're on a radio tower that's being decommissioned.
Okay, yeah, 22,000 would be like in orbit, but they're way up in the fucking air. It is really high.
Yeah.
And she jumps for it, and it shows her in the trailer jumping, and you don't know if she makes it or not, whatever. I'm assuming she does, maybe, who knows. I couldn't see her, like, grabbing it and being like, freak! I mean, are there any moments like that in the movie that you're just like, that's a fuck moment? I don't know if that stands out.
I mean, they're pretty good at, like, hiding the fucks in the movie. like they can't even give a fuck with the movie itself. Like, they're hiding the fucks that they're deep faking, so they did a pretty decent job. I think the movie has more problems than deep faking the fucks out of the movie, but Yeah, it's not noticeable at all. It really isn't.
I get why they do this. A PG-13 movie is going to reach a broader audience, or it did at least at one point in time. I guess it still matters. A broader audience than an R-rated movie. Okay,
Yeah.
it's a business still. I understand. I don't know, but anytime they try and cut something down from one, if it got a rating, that's the movie you wanted to make. Whatever the reasoning behind getting that rating, and to like cut it down to get a lower rating, especially to this, to the point to where you're going to employ deep fake technology and do all this like post-production work. I mean, if it's like, hey, shave off 2 seconds off this rape scene to get an R rating over an NC-17 or something like that. I think they had to do that in like that one movie where they, whatever it was, Last House on the Left. Okay, I get that. That's understandable, but I don't know. If you're making an R-rated movie, if you made an R-rated movie, just release an R-rated movie. That's my opinion, but at the same time, it's a business. I understand that. Do you think that this would have been better suited as an R-rated movie, or was it okay
no,
as PG-13?
because PG-13's gotten to a point where it if they can figure out a way to skirt it, it can borderline R. To be fairly honest, I mean. To be honest, look at Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. That movie could have been easily a rated R, but they skirted it by snipping stuff out. But I just think it's funny that they can have violence and they can have all this stuff in here, but they say fuck too many times, and it's like the whole South Park Bigger, Longer, Uncut and Team America. They like put more shit in there to piss them off, or not to try and piss them off, and they actually still got the R rating. And like here, just having to deep fake something is I don't know. As long, I guess it worked, but
seems like a bit much to think about. I mean,
yeah, it really is. The movie's terrible. The movie's not terrible, but the movie's not great to begin with. So them deep faking a fuck is not going to make my opinion any better or worse.
This seems like a streaming movie to me. I know it's coming to theaters.
Yeah. but they can't put Prey in the theaters, but they of course can bring Fall to the theaters.
I just feel like whatever. I feel like this would have been a movie. This is a movie that is going to get viewed on streaming more than theaters, regardless of its rating.
Yeah.
So I'm like, just release the R rating. I mean, or the R rated one. Why? That just seems like a lot of extra work when you're sitting here talking about we can't do this, we can't do that because we have such a tight budget. I mean, you're doing this. What? Just release the R-rated version, and if it's R-rated at least, maybe people think it's because it seems like it was R for language and language alone. If it's R-rated, maybe people will want to see it because they think maybe it's going to be like gruesome or something.
Well, I mean, I won't go into too many details, but the fucks are not the worst part about this movie when it comes to the visceral experience. But what I was going to say is, like, you can't make this movie R-rated, but you're going to give us 14 more minutes of that god-awful stupidity of a film called Jurassic World Dominion. And yet we can't. I mean, like, I honestly think if they added a few more fucks into the Fall, it would have actually made it a little bit better of a movie. Because like it just feels like the stakes are, outside of me being like terrified of heights, it feels like the stakes are a little bit wanting in this movie. But we're getting 14 minutes. I know I keep saying this, but we're getting 14 minutes of Jurassic World boredom, or Vinium, or whatever you want to call it. So I don't know.
The latest Jurassic World
Dominion. Yeah. So.
Well, I don't know. And this is kind of, there's not a lot to this. It's more just that this is what they're doing to our movies. And we're hearing about this one. At what point are they just going to be making movies? They're going to make one way and then start deep faking stuff out of it. And this is kind of tame, I suppose. Not a big deal. Okay, they're taking some fucks out. Not the end of the world.
Yeah.
But what happens when they start taking more out? When they start totally changing things? And we're watching actors on screen and we're like, is that really the actor? I mean, are they?
It's the whole smoking. Yeah, it's the whole smoking bullshit. It's like, you're neutering for neutering's sake to appeal to an audience that they're going to go see it if it's R-rated or PG-13 anyways. So young kids are that's what they do. I mean, who gives a shit?
Yeah, you're catering to an audience that you're probably not going to get with this movie either way. I mean, I look at this movie and I'm like, this is not going to make a lot of money in theaters. I mean, I say that.
It could.
Next Wednesday's show, #1 movie in America is Fall. But I don't see it. I see this as like, I do see this movie possibly picking up traction on streaming. And the rating doesn't matter there. Not really. I mean, people going to watch whatever on streaming. So I don't know. It just seems like extra work for not really any reason, just to put a PG-13. When I see PG-13 on a movie like this, when I see a movie, if I just saw the movie being PG-13, I'd be like, okay, fine. But when I see that this movie came out, or they made this movie and it received R, and then they cut it down to PG-13, it makes me say, okay, they neutered it. Now we know in this situation it's just words, supposedly. But I see that and I'm like, oh, they cut the movie back so much that they just cut a lot out of it and cut some of the heart and soul out of it. And at some point, that's what's going to start happening. That's happened in the past. We've gotten that with movies, but now they have AI that can go in and edit it for you, and do all this stuff and totally change things that were already shot. So that's this situation, not the end of the world, but other situations. I mean, it could get bad. This could end up being a bad thing moving forward, altering movies like this to like appease a ratings board. And I guess they've been doing things like that in movies in the movies for years, but now it's just an all new level. We have new technology. So.
I could go for 3 hours discussing the whole ratings board bullshit nonsense. So
it's pretty ridiculous, but
it's a fucking disaster. Yeah.
So fall, if you're looking forward to fall, and you were looking forward to fall, and you're a connoisseur of the word fuck, well then you're shit out of luck because you're fucked because they've taken all the fucks out of fall. Fall has no more fucks to give. It gave them all to deepfake technology. No more fucks.